What's going on there, YouTube? And welcome back to another comic book video. Okay guys, so we are going to jump back into our coverage over the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Now guys, we are going to basically pick up with Ultimate X-Men Volume 9. Now guys, if you are new to my channel, we basically every Monday cover the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Fantastic Four, Ultimate Elektra and Daredevil, and so on and so on. And so guys, today, like I said, we are going to jump back into Ultimate Marvel, but with Ultimate X-Men Volume 9, the Tempest storyline. Now guys, in this storyline right here, we are going to get introduced to a new character in the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Guys, we are about to see the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. That's right guys, Mr. Sinister first appearance is in this storyline right here. Now guys, tell you the truth, when it comes to the Tempest storyline, it's honestly not one of my favorite stories in the Ultimate Marvel Universe, but again, we still have to cover it. But anyways guys, let's go ahead and dive into Ultimate X-Men Volume 9, the Tempest storyline. Now guys, when it comes to Ultimate X-Men Volume 9, we do start off with Ultimate X-Men number 46. Now with this book right here guys, we do get introduced to a new character in the Ultimate Marvel Universe at this point right here. And we do pick up with a character named John Paul. Now guys, John Paul in the main Marvel Universe, he does go by the code name North Star. Now guys, in the Ultimate Universe, he's just like his counterpart in the main Marvel Universe. Because the thing is though guys, John Paul is gay. And the thing is though guys, you do have Nightcrawler and Angel appear out of nowhere to recruit him to the X-Men. And the thing is though, John Paul had no idea that he was a mutant at all. He just thought he had some powers and he's having a hard time controlling them. But also, he just found out that he is gay, that he is a gay person. And so right now, he's having a hard time basically taking all this information in at once, finding out that he is gay, but also he is a mutant. Now, he does tell Nightcrawler and Angel to just go away. He does not want to join the X-Men, even though Charles Xavier did send Angel and Nightcrawler saying, listen John Paul, you have been invited to join the X-Men. John Paul says, no, I will not join the X-Men. And you have John Paul just run so fast, he leaves Angel and Nightcrawler in their dust. Bam, he's gone out of nowhere. Now we do jump over to the Xavier Institute and we do pick up with Wolverine and Colossus in the Danger Room. Now of course guys, just like any Danger Room exercise, this is Wolverine and Colossus just working out and just having a good time. Now of course, when they do finish their Danger Room exercise, you do have Colossus kind of ask Wolverine to attack him with his claws, because Colossus wants to know that if Wolverine claws can actually cut through Colossus' metal form. And so you do have Colossus and Wolverine fighting one another. Now, as they're fighting, you do have Charles Xavier and Emma Frost kind of watching over the fight. And you have Emma Frost tell Charles Xavier that he needs to stop this fighting right now. And the thing is though, you have Charles say, listen, my X-Men just lost a friend, a teammate, one of your teammates also too. Beast just died in the last Ultimate X-Men video guys, and so the X-Men are still mourning his death. They can't handle the fact that Beast just died a week ago. And so you have Charles Xavier telling Emma Frost that Colossus and Wolverine, they're just letting out their anger. Now, you do have Emma Frost kind of tell Charles Xavier that he has changed, that he kind of have basically given up on his dream, a dream where mutants and humans can live together. Because Charles Xavier starts to say, sorry, I can't talk, guys. You do have Charles Xavier kind of say things here and there, and the things he say is kind of like, dude, haven't you given up on your dream? Or are you about to become Magneto, basically? Because now you're kind of talking just like Magneto. Because Emma Frost tries to call Colossus by his real name, Peter, but you have Charles say that's not his name. His mutant name is Colossus. And Emma Frost is kind of saying, you have changed your ways. You are starting to act like Magneto, the man you worked so hard to put away. Do not go down the same road he's going right now, where he basically gave up on the dream where mutants and humans can live together in peace. Now, we do jump over to Iceman and Rogue. And the thing is though, guys, you do have Iceman and Rogue just kind of hanging out because Iceman is trying to teach Rogue how to basically ice skate. Iceman froze the school pool to teach Rogue how to ice skate. And the thing is though, guys, this is basically Ultimate Marvel telling us that Rogue and Iceman are a couple. They're dating now. They are officially a couple in the Ultimate Marvel universe. Now the thing is though, while Iceman is trying to teach Rogue how to ice skate, basically by freezing up the school pool, you do have Kitty Pryde walk in on them. And the thing is though, guys, Kitty Pryde is kind of like, I'm not going to stay here and watch you two be all lovey-dovey. I'm going to leave you guys here and basically go back into my room. And so you do have Kitty Pryde leave Iceman and Rogue behind. The thing is though, guys, Kitty Pryde shares a room with Storm. And guys, remember, Storm was dating Beast. Beast and Storm were a couple for the longest time in the Ultimate X-Men run. And so when Kitty Pryde goes into her room, which she does share with Storm, she finds out Storm has cut most of her hair. Like Storm basically had a breakdown. Storm had a breakdown because the man she loved died. She cut her hair, she changed her clothes. Storm had a breakdown because the man she loved died. Now we do jump back over to John Paul. And the thing is though, guys, you do have John Paul still trying to basically take all the information he just got thrown at him. He's gay, he's also a mutant, and he has no idea how to fully control his powers yet. But out of nowhere, you do have somebody call his name. And this man basically leads him into an alleyway. And when that man gets him in the alleyway, he does pull out a gun. And it's kind of like, okay, this is weird. What's going on? And at the very last page of Ultimate X-Men number 46, we get the first look at Mr. Sinister in the Ultimate Marvel universe, because he pulls out a gun and he shoots John Paul right in the chest. Now guys, when it comes to Ultimate X-Men number 47, with this book right here, guys, we do jump forward in time. And we do pick up with John Paul reliving the moment where he got shot by Mr. Sinister. Because guys, you have Jean Grey using her powers to make John Paul relive the moment, because she wants to look through John Paul's mind to see who shot him. Because guys, we come to find out that Mr. Sinister has shot 4 random mutants in New York. 4 random mutants, including John Paul. Now the first 3, they died, but John Paul lived. And so with 4 mutants being shot, the X-Men are stepping in. They're kind of like, we need to figure out who's out there hunting our own. And so you have Jean Grey and Colossus visit John Paul in the hospital, but you have Jean Grey using her powers to basically make John Paul relive the moment where he got shot so she can see the face of Mr. Sinister. And so of course she was able to use her powers to see the face of the bad guy of this story. Now, we do jump over to one of the 3 random crime scenes where Mr. Sinister shot one of the 3 mutants. And the thing is though, guys, you have Wolverine kind of sneak into the crime scene and he's trying to find some kind of clue that could lead him to Mr. Sinister. Now guys, these like 2 to 3, 4 pages, they are really minor. It's just Wolverine trying to find some kind of information to basically hunt down Mr. Sinister. That's his goal right now at this crime scene. Now, we do jump back over to the Xavier's mansion. And the thing is though, guys, we have Charles Xavier talking to not Jean Grey. We have Charles Xavier talking to Nick Fury. I don't know why I'm about to say Jean Grey. But anyways, you have Charles Xavier talking to Nick Fury through the Danger Room by some kind of hologram phone call. But anyways, you have Charles Xavier and Nick Fury talk to one another. And the thing is though, guys, you have Charles Xavier trying to keep his students safe. He's kind of like, listen, Nick, there's somebody out there right now hunting random mutants using the same gun. 4 people died last night. 4 random mutants. And the thing is though, Nick, I need you to basically use S.H.I.E.L.D. and step in and stop this man. But the thing is though, you have Nick Fury say S.H.I.E.L.D. cannot do this because this is just a hate crime. And a hate crime is under our payroll. A hate crime is basically dealt with by the local police, not S.H.I.E.L.D., not the federal government. Yes, I understand where you're coming from. Somebody's out there killing random mutants, but this is not for me. This is not my job, Charles. You just need to stay out of the way and let the police do their job. I can't step in, and I'm telling you right now, you should not step in either. And you have Nick Fury in the phone call. Now guys, you do have us kind of jumping forward in time once again, and we do pick up with Charles Xavier calling the X-Men to the briefing room, because right now Charles Xavier is going to send the X-Men out there to basically hunt down Mr. Sinister. And so guys, these like 2, 3, maybe 4 to 5 pages is basically Charles Xavier telling the X-Men, listen, the higher classmen team, they are going. Cyclops, Jean Grey, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, you guys are going. Almost everybody else who's lower class, you are staying here. Angel, Kitty Pryde, Iceman, Rogue, me, we're staying here. But the upper class, they are going to go out to New York and try to hunt down Mr. Sinister. Everybody else is going to stay here in the X Mansion because for your own protection. Now, we do jump over to Mr. Sinister. And the thing is though, guys, you have Mr. Sinister say, okay, you know what? I messed up. I was supposed to kill 4 people last night. And of course, my 4th target barely survived. Now he's talking about John Paul. Because again, guys, John Paul was shot by Mr. Sinister. And so you have Mr. Sinister say, my goal last night was to kill 4 mutants. And of course, I messed up. 3 died, 1 survived. Now I have to go back out there, kill that 4th one, and still kill 6 other people. Now out of nowhere, you do have somebody talk to Mr. Sinister. And he said, you failed me. You promised me 10 mutant souls, and you only delivered 3. The 4th one you did not kill. So I need 10 total souls of mutants. And you have Mr. Sinister get on one knee and he praises Apocalypse. And guys, we only see the foot of Apocalypse in this storyline. Now guys, when it comes to Ultimate X-Men number 48, with this book right here, guys, we do jump forward in time. And we do pick up with the upper class X-Men arriving into New York to begin their hunt after Mr. Sinister. Now guys, remember, this is the upper class X-Men. So you have Colossus, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Storm. You have the upper class X-Men. Now, thing is though, you have Cyclops break the upper class team into 3 groups of 2 people. So group 1, you have Nightcrawler and Jean Grey. Group 2, you have Colossus and Cyclops. And in group 3, well, you have Wolverine and Storm. And so we do jump forward to Nightcrawler and Jean Grey, group 1. And the thing is though, guys, as soon as they teleport to a different part of New York to begin their hunt, they get attacked by a random mutant. And guys, we get our first appearance of the Ultimate Universe version of Sunspot. Now guys, remember, Sunspot in the main Marvel timeline, he was one of the new mutants. When Marvel back in 1980s, when the X-Men were really popular, Marvel was kind of like, it's time for us to release a second title alongside with the X-Men. And so they released New Mutants. And guys, Sunspot was one of the original New Mutants. But thing is though, guys, in this universe though, he's just a kid trying to protect his area of New York because he got word that somebody's out there killing random mutants. And he said, listen, I'm just here to protect my area, protect my turf. All I saw was you two basically out of nowhere appearing by teleporting into my area. And I kind of got freaked out. And so I had to go over to see who you guys were. I didn't know you guys were the X-Men. Now, we do jump over to group number 2, which is Colossus and Cyclops. Now guys, you have this group right here going after old Russian mobsters, Russian gangsters. And the reason why, guys, because remember, back in Volume 1, when Charles Xavier was putting the X-Men together, Colossus was working for the Russian mob. And so right now, they're going after his old contacts. They're trying to see maybe that these Russian mobsters might know something, might know any kind of information on Mr. Sinister. Of course, these guys have no idea what Colossus and Cyclops are talking about. And also you have Colossus and Cyclops beat up these random mobsters. Now, we do jump over to group number 3, which is Wolverine and Storm. And the thing is though, guys, this group right here, they're just walking around going to random tattoo shops. Because guys, remember, Jean Grey, back in part 2, she made John Paul relive the moment he got shot, so she could see the image of Mr. Sinister. But once she got that image, she shared that image along to the rest of the X-Men. And so you have Wolverine saying, listen, Mr. Sinister has a tattoo on his body that says Sinister. And so we're going to go around to each tattoo shop and see who gave him that tattoo. Because if they know, then they can point us to where he lives. Now, as Wolverine and Storm are going around to different tattoo shops, guys, real quick side note, Wolverine and Storm are becoming a little close to one another. They're starting to like one another. And this is basically Marvel taking Ultimate Storm away from Beast and having her move on to Wolverine. Because guys, Beast is now dead. And so Storm is single. And Wolverine, well, he lost Jean Grey to Cyclops. And so he's been single. And so this is Ultimate Marvel saying these two are going to become a couple sooner or later. We're going to start right now and get those gears going. Because you have Storm kind of open up to Wolverine about the death of Beast and how she feels. And you kind of have Wolverine kind of being a good friend to her in his own way, but at the same time, it's Storm and Wolverine coming close to one another. Now, you do have Wolverine find one tattoo shop. And when they walk inside, they do find a tattoo artist, of course. And the thing is though, guys, you have Wolverine start to question this tattoo artist. And he say, listen, we know that you possibly gave a man a tattoo that says Mr. Sinister. And we need information on him. Now you have two options. You can tell me and you can live. Or you can stay quiet and I can stab you with these claws. Now you're gonna tell me where this man lives before you get stabbed right now. And so of course, you do have this tattoo artist tell Wolverine and Storm where Mr. Sinister lives. Now, you do have Storm and Wolverine go to the apartment of Mr. Sinister. Now, the thing is though, guys, this part right here has two major things happen in this storyline. Because guys, you have Storm walk into one room and she freaks out because she sees a body, not a body, sorry. She sees a mannequin. And things though, guys, remember, back in part 2, we thought Apocalypse was talking to Mr. Sinister. Guys, we're gonna find out the foot we saw was part of this mannequin. Mr. Sinister took a mannequin and dressed it up to look like Apocalypse. Mr. Sinister is talking to a mannequin, not the real Apocalypse. And so right now it seems like Mr. Sinister is just a man who has gone crazy. So the thing is though, guys, you have Wolverine walk into a different room. And when he walks into the room, he sees a bunch of different photos of the X-Men. And the thing is though, guys, Wolverine comes to find out that Mr. Sinister is going after the X-Men who are back at the X-Mansion. Because there are 6 people there that can give Mr. Sinister his 10 souls he needs to give to Apocalypse. Angel, Iceman, Rogue, Kitty Pryde, Charles Xavier, and Dazzler. Because guys, Dazzler has joined the X-Men. And so she's the 6th person. 6 people right there can give Mr. Sinister closer to his goal. And then he'll go back after John Paul to make it 10. And so Mr. Sinister is going after the X-Men back at the X-Mansion. Now guys, when it comes to Ultimate X-Men number 49, with this book right here, guys, we do pick up with Mr. Sinister arriving at the X-Mansion. Now, the first person he does go after is Charles Xavier. Now guys, this part right here is very interesting because you do have Charles Xavier try to use his powers to shut down the mind of Mr. Sinister. The thing is though, it doesn't work. Charles Xavier's powers to be able to shut the person's mind down doesn't work at all on Mr. Sinister. But when it comes to Mr. Sinister using his psychic powers, he was able to tell Charles Xavier to just sit there. Don't call out for help, don't do anything. Just sit in your wheelchair because I am going to take care of you. And you have Mr. Sinister grab the wheelchair of Charles Xavier and just push him down a staircase. Now, you do have Mr. Sinister kind of pull his gun out and he's about to kill off Charles Xavier. But right when he's about to pull the trigger, you do have Iceman appear to freeze the hands of Mr. Sinister. And so now it's kind of like, okay, it's going to be Iceman versus Mr. Sinister. No, because you have Mr. Sinister able to break the ice and shoot Iceman twice, taking care of Iceman. Now Rogue appears and Rogue is kind of like, oh god, no, there goes my boyfriend, he just got shot. But luckily Kitty Pryde was able to save Rogue and get her away from Mr. Sinister. Now you do have Angel appear behind Mr. Sinister like he's some kind of powerful dude. He's all like, you will stop this now because I'm here. The man of the house, I guess. I don't know. But Angel's all like, I got this. I'll defeat Mr. Sinister. And you have Sinister use his powers like he did on Charles and gave Angel a suggestion. He says, choke yourself. Right now, right here, choke yourself. And you have Angel start to choke himself right there in front of Mr. Sinister, making it able for Sinister to pull out his gun and get ready to shoot Angel. The thing is though, right when he's again about to pull that trigger, you have Dazzler appear, and Dazzler saves Angel from Sinister. Now, of course, Dazzler blows him out the window and he falls outside the expansion, and you have Dazzler go after him, about to finish him off. The thing is though, Sinister was able to recover, and now he's holding Dazzler as a hostage. Now, you do have Angel and Rogue look at Sinister holding Dazzler as a hostage, wondering what should they do next. The thing is though, when Angel starts to get back up after choking himself, he does touch Rogue on her arm, skin to skin, which basically means Rogue powers activate, where she's able to absorb other people powers, and she absorbs Angel wings. And so that gives Rogue Angel wings temporarily. Now, what she does next, you have Rogue grab Sinister and she takes him into the sky. Now, you do have Rogue thinking about go ahead and just dropping him, which means if she does from this high up in the sky, he'll die. But right when she's about to let go, you do have Storm appear, and Storm kind of calms her down, tells her, no, we're not killers. We are not going to kill this man. We are going to hand him over to S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, you do have Rogue just knock out Sinister and says, fine, we will not kill this man today. And so we now jump over to the prison that they threw Sinister in. And to wrap up today's video, you do have Sinister sit in his new prison cell that S.H.I.E.L.D. threw him in. And the thing is though, you have Apocalypse appear right in front of Sinister, and you have Apocalypse say, you failed me. And you know what? With you failing me, you do not deserve to live at all. So I'm gonna tell you, like you told that boy with the wings, choke yourself. And guys, this is technically the first appearance of Apocalypse in the Ultimate Marvel Universe, with him coming to talk to Sinister after Sinister got thrown in jail by S.H.I.E.L.D. But anyways guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. Please leave me a like down below, and also subscribe for more comic book stories in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, let me know in the comments below. Guys, we are about to do 4 videos per week, and I'm thinking about Super Sons or Wonder Woman on Saturdays. I don't know yet. But anyways guys, I'm out of here, and I'll see y'all in the next comic book video. Later guys.